Hello, Anna. Do you have some time right now? It's pretty urgent. There was something that I wanted to talk to you about before I get married to your son. Good evening, Nina. Yes, I do have some time right now. I can't believe that the wedding is tomorrow already. What did you want to talk to me about? Well, it's a little difficult for me to say this, but it's about me and Kyle's wedding. I can't believe that you guys are finally going to get married. What is it? Are we going to plan a surprise for him or something? I know that you've been really excited for our wedding, but I have some bad news. I don't really want you to attend our wedding. In fact, I'm going to ban you from coming. Wait, what did you say? You don't want me at your wedding? I really don't understand what you're trying to tell me. Did I do something to upset you? How do you not understand what I just told you? I didn't say anything difficult. I'm telling you to not attend our wedding. I'm going to take you off the list of guests. Sorry, but would you be able to explain to me why I'm being left out of this wedding? This is Kyle's wedding too. He's my son. I've been looking forward to this day for so long. I think it would be very unusual for the groom's mother to not be at the wedding. Actually, the wedding's going to be completely fine without you being there. I actually haven't told any of my relatives that he was raised in a fatherless family. No one at the wedding knows that you raised him all by yourself. No one knows that you're a single mother. Wait, what? Why would you lie about that? I take pride in the fact that I raised him by myself. Being a single mother is nothing to be proud of. I told everyone that he was raised in a normal household with both a mom and a dad. I also told everyone that your family is actually pretty wealthy. That's why it would be a huge problem if someone like you suddenly turned up at our wedding. I'm going to make sure that it seems like he has a mom and dad at the wedding. Both parents? You're not going to be able to make his father come to the wedding. You don't need to worry about the wedding at all. I've already got everything figured out. I'm going to hire an older couple and get them to act like they're his parents. There's no need for you to come. Are you serious? What you're doing is really crazy. Did you really go through all this effort just to exclude me? Is he really okay with you doing this? I'm sure that he would want me at his own wedding. He doesn't know about any of this yet. I'm going to talk to him about it later today. I'm sure it's all going to be completely fine, though. I know that he will be on my side for this. Why do you think that he's going to accept any of this? I'm pretty sure he's going to be very angry with you. Well, isn't it kind of obvious? I'm the daughter of the CEO of SN Corporation. He has to listen to whatever I say. It's a huge privilege to get married to someone like me. I'm pretty much a princess. He should know that it's not acceptable for me to marry someone from a fractured family. The person that I marry has to be perfect in every way. If he really wants to marry me, he should know that he needs to listen to what I tell him to do. I know that he's not going to have any problem with you not attending. I'm just lost for words. I really didn't think that you were this crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm just doing what has to be done. Just make sure that you don't even come close to the wedding venue. You were also meant to play the violin during our dance, right? Yeah, I was planning on bringing my violin with me. He was the one that asked me if I could play a piece for him at the wedding. He told me that everyone would love it if I played the violin at the wedding ceremony. Did you seriously think that he meant that? He only said that because he's so kind. I can't believe you really believed his words. You really are so gullible. Actually, I think that he really meant what he told me. I'm sure everyone would enjoy it if I played the violin. Are you seriously saying that? Why would anyone want to listen to you playing the violin? You just play it as a hobby, right? I don't want to have to listen to some pathetic attempt of you trying to play the violin at my wedding. So you're saying that I suck at playing the violin? Yeah, pretty much. Unfortunately, you playing the violin has already been decided on the schedule. I'm going to have to hire an actual violinist to take your place now. That's another thing that I've got to get done. I'm so busy. I see. I'm sorry that I'm making you do all of this work. Would it be okay if I asked you something? Is this all a group effort, or is this something that you're doing by yourself? I guess I'm the only one that's making the decision to exclude you. However, I do think that everyone would agree with my decision. So your parents don't know about any of this either? They don't know anything about it. I intend on telling them about this on the morning of the wedding. Do you really think that they would accept you doing something like this? I'm sure that they would want me to come. Of course they're going to accept me doing this. I have no idea why you think they would want you to come. I'm only going through with this because I know everyone at the wedding would prefer you not being there. Okay, let me ask you this then. Is being a single mother really that bad? I worked very hard to raise him all by myself. I guess it's not always bad. It can't really be helped if your husband has suddenly died from an illness or something. However, that's not the case for you, right? You guys got a divorce. A single mother because of a divorce is embarrassing. You probably cheated on him and he divorced you, right? I just can't risk having a person like you at my wedding. That's why I don't want you coming to my wedding at all. You're definitely going to ruin my wedding if you do end up coming. It's the most important day of my life. Please don't even think about coming. Are you really sure that you don't want me there? I think that you really might regret making this decision. Regret making this decision? There's no way I'm going to regret this. I just really don't want someone like you attending my wedding. Someone like me? What are you trying to suggest? You're a pest and a terrible person. Please just don't come to my wedding. I'm doing what's best for everyone that is coming to my wedding. Everyone should be grateful for me. Also, there's no point in trying to talk to him about any of this. Why would that be? This is also going to be my surprise gift to him. I want it to be a secret till the wedding is happening. He usually doesn't check his phone at night unless he gets a notification. I secretly changed the settings on his phone so that he wouldn't receive any notifications. He's not going to reply to you even if you text him. I'll make sure to turn the settings back tomorrow. You're going through all this effort to keep me from coming. You must really not want me to attend. You finally understand what I've been trying to tell you. In the future, I plan on asking him to cut all ties with you. I know it might be difficult for you, but please be prepared for it. Let me ask you this one more time. Are you really not going to regret doing this? I told you my answer to that question already. I'm definitely not going to regret it. Please don't make me say the same thing over and over. There really is no point in you attending this wedding at all. Nobody's going to want you there. Okay, fine then. I'll do as you say. I won't be attending the wedding tomorrow. Okay, that's great to hear. Took you long enough. Amy! I really need to talk to you right now. It's an emergency. Would you please come to the wedding as soon as you can? Why won't you pick up? I told you that this is an emergency. Please, would you just reply? Good morning, Nina. What do you want from me? I need you to come to the wedding right away. There's no time to waste. You want me at the wedding now? Why is that? I thought you already hired someone to take my place as his mother. You also found someone else to play the violin in my place. I don't see any reason for me to be there now. There's no need for you to invite me out of pity. You know what's going on. Please don't be so mean to me. Just come to the wedding. I really want to get along with you. You're going to be my mother-in-law after all. I'm going to be your mother-in-law? That's kind of strange, isn't it? I thought that you guys were going to cut ties with me in the near future. I don't see any reason for us to get along if we're going to cut ties with each other soon. Stop with all the sarcastic comments! Why didn't you tell me anything? I could have prevented this from happening if you told me the truth. I just found out that you're a professional violinist. My mom told me to look up your full name on Google. I had no idea that you were a world-renowned violinist. You've performed at the biggest stages across the globe. Yeah, I kind of guessed that you didn't know about me. I don't have that much interest in classical music, so I didn't know your name at all. I really had no idea that you were that famous. Well, I hope that you use this as an opportunity to take interest in me and other violinists. None of that matters right now. I just need you at the wedding. I heard that the reason for your divorce wasn't an affair. It was because you were busy with your career, but your husband wanted you to quit and stay home. Now that I know that, I have no problem with you attending my wedding. Please just hurry up and come to the wedding venue. Why should I do that? You told me that everyone at the wedding would be happier without me attending. You're a full-grown adult already. You need to take responsibility for the mistakes that you've made. I'm not going to turn up to your wedding to correct the mistake you made. The damage has already been done. Stop being mean to me like that! There's really no need for it. Would you please just hurry up and come? All of my relatives are furious at me. Some of them know who you are and were really looking forward to your performance. They told me that listening to you play is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've told them to calm down, but they won't listen to me. The wedding isn't going to happen at this rate. Please just come to the wedding and perform. What a shame. How long do you think it's going to take for you to arrive? I think that I can delay the wedding ceremony till you get here. There's no need for that. I'm not going to go. Wait, what? This is your son's wedding! You have to come! I actually received a message from him saying that this wedding is not going to happen. You're not serious, right? He wouldn't say that! Actually, he did. He was really shocked at what you had done. He was crying when I called him earlier this morning. He said that what you had done was not acceptable, and that he couldn't marry someone that would exclude me from his wedding. I thought he would agree with what I did. You thought wrong. I told him that I would go to the wedding for him this morning, but he told me that I could stay home. He said that he would solve this all by himself. What is he planning to do? You'll find out soon enough. Please just forgive me and come to the wedding. I really didn't know about your job. If you had have told me this before, none of this would have happened. This is partly your fault as well. I think that I mentioned this when our families met a little while ago. I said that I make a living by playing the violin. Were you not listening to what I said? Wait, did you really say that? Actually, I remember you saying that now. You should have told me in more detail. I thought that you taught the violin to little kids or something. I had no idea that you were a globally recognized violinist. I never would have thought you were so famous. I'm not going to say that I'm famous. I'm not an arrogant person like you. Your parents noticed who I was before I even told them that I played the violin. They knew about you? They didn't mention any of this to me either. I guess they assumed that you would know me. None of this matters right now, though. I heard that you've locked yourself in the dressing room and won't come out. Just give up already. I have no other choice but to do this. If I come out, everyone's going to talk me into canceling this wedding. I don't intend on leaving here until everyone calms down. I have no idea what to do now. How am I going to make this wedding go smoothly? You don't need to worry about that anymore. Looks like everyone is going home already. He told all of the guests that the wedding isn't happening anymore. Everyone has started to leave already. No way! This can't be happening to me! It's my wedding! I've been looking forward to it all my life! He gave back all the wedding gifts that he received and got everyone to leave already. I can't believe it. Why would he do that to me? I'm really sorry, but I've got to get going soon. You can't abandon me. Where are you even going to go? I had another performance lined up right after the wedding. Now that I know the wedding's not happening, I'm going to get there early for a rehearsal. I'm going to drive there myself, so I won't be able to text you anymore. Wait, please don't go yet. I still think I can fix all of this. I just need you to come to the wedding. You really need to give up already. There's no way you can fix any of this. You ruined your own wedding by yourself. I hope that you use this as an opportunity to become a better person. Please don't go yet. Just pick up the phone. I promise that I will apologize to you. Don't abandon me. I need this wedding to happen. She kept on texting and calling me even after I told her not to, so I ended up blocking her number. I heard the rest of what happened from my son the next day. Nina was asked to pay for all of the cancellation fees related to the wedding. Due to the wedding being cancelled on the day it was happening, she was charged the full amount. The wedding was a very expensive one, and she was charged approximately $100,000. Her parents paid the fees immediately. However, they told her that they expect the money back from her. They were still furious at her for what she had done and expected her to take full responsibility for everything. I heard that she is going to be doing multiple part-time jobs to try to pay them back. My son decided to quit the company that he worked for as there were a lot of rumors going around. I've decided to employ him as one of my staff team for when I go to perform abroad. He's also starting his own business and started dating a new girl. She is an absolute sweetheart. Thank goodness.
Hey, Melanie, how have you been? How was your day? I just got home right now. It was a long day at work. There was meetings all day and there was a last-minute request that kept me past hours.
Hey, Ken. Glad you're home now. Now you can take it easy and relax. Didn't you have that new show you wanted to start watching? For me, I just got done eating dinner and now I'm about to take a shower.
Oh, okay. Before that, I wanted to talk to you about tomorrow real quick. We're meeting up at the train station at noon and walking together from there, right?
Yeah, my parents' house is closer to the station than my place. That way we can save a few minutes and a little bit of energy. Maybe we can even stop by a cafe on the way. So yeah, noon sounds good to me. That should give us plenty of time so we don't have to rush.
Okay, cool. Phew. I'm really nervous about tomorrow.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure everything will be fine. I know you've been thinking about the right thing to say and all, but just speak from the heart. My parents are the sweetest people on earth, so just be yourself and everything will go smoothly. I mean, I did fall in love with you, so that's gotta count for something, right?
Yeah, but this isn't just any visit. I'm only kind of asking for your parents' blessing of us getting married. If I shouldn't be nervous, I don't know what I should be.
Yeah, I guess you have a point. When I met your parents for the first time a while back, I guess I was a little nervous too. Okay. Maybe a lot more than just a little nervous.
Right? See, I'm totally justified. And guys in general definitely get more nervous than the ladies in this type of situation.
What? Really?
Yeah, there's nothing like the fear of your wife's dad outright refusing to approve of your marriage.
Yeah, I see what you mean. In general, it seems that dads are stricter when it comes to this type of stuff, but they only want the best for their daughters. But don't worry. He won't say anything like that. I know my dad.
You don't know that for sure. From the way you talk about him, I can tell you're definitely a daddy's girl.
He's just really nice, that's all. Don't think about it too much. Get some rest, but make sure you don't oversleep.
I'll try, but I don't know if I'll be able to fall asleep at all.
Everything will be okay, just believe me. Maybe try to get in a workout at the gym to tire yourself out. That'll help you get some sleep.
Okay. That's a good idea. I'll hit the gym, have some dinner, take a shower, and sleep early tonight. So I'll wake up on time, just like you want. I'll set my alarm clock and put it in the kitchen, so I have to get up.
All right, that's my Ken. I'll text you again tomorrow morning when I wake up. I'll make sure to put my alarm in the bedroom.
Okay, sounds good. Help me out tomorrow, okay? I know I'll need it.
Ken, I just want to say thank you for today. You were awesome. My mom and dad told me that they think you're wonderful.
Really? If that's the case, then I'm relieved.
But I noticed halfway through that all of a sudden your mood changed, like something was bothering you or something. You ended up going to the bathroom like 5 times. Did you end up getting an upset stomach because you were so nervous?
Yeah, something like that. I wasn't feeling so good. Maybe it was the nerves, but probably it was because the food was a little too spicy. You know how I get with spicy food.
Are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm much better now, thanks. I just needed to splash some water on my face. I'm totally fine now. But about the wedding ceremony, I've been thinking.
What's up? Have you already thought of a place to have the wedding by any chance? I actually have a few places in mind already. There's the one with the fancy ballroom, but there's also the one with the beach view. The only thing with that is, what if it rains or is too windy?
No, that's not it. It's that I don't think it would be a good idea to invite your parents to the wedding.
What? What are you saying? I have no idea what you're talking about at all. Did I hear you right?
It's for your parents' sake.
Okay, wait. What exactly do you mean by for my parents' sake? Why would not inviting my parents be for their sake? What are you saying is wrong with my parents?
There's nothing wrong with them. It's just that my parents really, really care about academic background. You know what I mean, right? They put in a lot of effort for me to graduate from the university I graduated from. And my uncle, he's the chairman of his company. Everyone's, how do I say this? Elite.
But your parents accepted me even though I was raised in a working class family, right? Even though I'm not elite? If your parents really cared about what schools my parents graduated from, wouldn't they have asked about that in advance before making a decision about me?
One of the reasons they approved of us getting married is that you graduated from a famous university yourself. And also because after that, you got a job at a large firm.
What am I supposed to say about all that? These are my parents you're talking about. You can't just leave them out based on their status like that.
But your parents never went to college, right? To be honest, I was pretty shocked when I heard that, so I'm worried about how my parents are gonna react. And your dad, he works at a factory, right?
Oh my goodness. Are you of all people seriously making fun of my parents because they only finished high school?
No way, but my whole family are college graduates. At the wedding, I'm sure my parents and relatives are gonna ask your parents about their careers. They do that at any family event. All they talk about is work this, money that. I wish they would find other hobbies, seriously. I just don't want your parents to remember the wedding as an overall bad experience. My parents have a really bad tendency to look down on people.
I don't think my parents will mind one bit. They're not as sensitive as you think. And plus, since you'll be there to make sure everything goes smoothly, I have nothing to worry about, right?
Well, I'll do the best that I can. It's just that I don't want them to feel ashamed or embarrassed.
I'm not gonna let that happen.
I mean, we're gonna have our hands full with preparations and entertaining the other guests. It's unrealistic to think that we'll be able to stay with your parents the whole time. And it's our wedding. If the atmosphere is ruined because of that, what are we gonna do then? That would be a horrible memory to have of us getting married.
I can't believe you're saying any of this. You sure have some nerve to say those types of things.
Like I said, it's not me, it's my family. I didn't want to have to tell you all of this. Like that my parents are obsessed over educational status.
So why does that have anything to do with my parents attending the wedding or not? If you really think your parents are wrong for having such views about educational background, don't you think it's your responsibility to convince your parents otherwise for the sake of our wedding?
I've tried so many times. They won't budge with their stubbornness. That's why I'm coming to you now with all of this.
Ken, there's no way I'm not going to invite my own parents to our wedding. That doesn't even make any sense. I mean, unless there's a legit reason, like they can't physically attend, then that makes no sense at all. I've seen parents who haven't seen their daughter in years even come to the wedding.
Mel, I'm really sorry. I know it sounds really bad.
Yeah, it does. You should rethink what you're saying. Back me up here. It's our wedding, not your parents. Also, why do my parents have to be the ones not to come? If you think yours are gonna start trouble, they should be the ones to stay home, not mine.
I'll try to talk to my parents again. I'll tell them not to say anything that would be offensive to your parents.
Ken, do you really think it's necessary to go through with this? Don't you think you might be overthinking this? Whatever your parents' stance on status or whatever, don't you think they would at least be civil enough to keep that to themselves for our special day?
No, I really have to tell them. I'm not going to take any chances. Mel, I love you, and I know that you've had to put up with this for a long time.
Put up with what? What's there to put up with? You think that not having graduated college is such a bad thing?
There's a lot of prejudiced people out there in the world, and I think that's the worst. But it's only natural to have a lot of different perspectives and ways of thinking, right?
Regardless of all that, I don't think it's right to leave my parents out of her wedding ceremony.
Sorry, Mel, can we just leave it at that for now? I'll figure something out, I promise.
Ken, I'm having a really hard time wrapping my head around this.
I said I'm sorry, Mel. I should have told you from the very beginning about my parents.
Never mind. I'm inviting my parents no matter what. If anyone says anything even remotely offensive to them, you better believe I'm speaking up. Ken, hey. By any chance, did you say anything to my parents?
What are you talking about? Did something happen?
They just told me out of nowhere that they won't be going to our wedding.
What? Why?
I should be the one asking you that. I can't believe it. Did you go ahead and talk to them about their schooling?
I said I wasn't going to do such a thing. No matter how you looked at it, that would be way too insulting for them.
So it was your parents then? They're the ones who talked to mine directly? They reached out on their own and ended up insulting them?
I don't think they would do anything like that. They're stuck up, but they wouldn't do anything like that. I mean, when I told my parents about yours, they knew that you graduated from an elite school, so it seemed like they were okay with everything. After we get married, they wouldn't really have to interact with your parents anyway, so overall, they were alright with it. But they made sure to tell me not to tell my relatives about the details of your parents' education level.
So, what the hell then? This doesn't make any sense to me. Why all this drama?
They didn't tell you why they're not going to attend?
They said that they're too embarrassed to attend because everyone in your family is of high status.
Mel, by any chance, did you tell them what I told you? About my parents caring too much about educational status?
Why would I tell them that? There's no reason for me to. That would just shake things up, which is the last thing I want to happen if we want this to be a nice, happy, cordial event.
So probably your parents are feeling guilty is all then. That's the only other explanation.
Huh?
Not to brag, but my grandpa's company is kind of a big deal. It's been around for 40 years. Right now my uncle's the CEO, but my dad's next in line and will be taking over pretty soon. So that means one day I'll be the CEO, and that'll make you the CEO's wife, right?
Ken, my parents aren't the type to change their attitudes just because of occupation or education. Unlike your parents, they couldn't care less about any of that.
That may be the case for themselves, but maybe they were thinking on your behalf? Like maybe they didn't want you to feel ashamed. They'd only want what's best for their daughter. Any parent would.
Not once have I ever been ashamed of my parents. I don't care if you were in line to become the King of England. There's no way I would turn my back on my parents. No matter what my status is or will be, I'll always have their back.
I know, that's not what I mean. Sorry, Mel, that totally came out wrong. But I think it wouldn't be too out of the question if they felt even a little bit inferior.
Maybe. I don't know. If that's the case, then I'm sorry. I think we should just cancel the wedding ceremony altogether. All of this is just too much. We already had the civil ceremony, so it's already official. No need to stir up any unnecessary drama.
Mel, don't say that. I've been waiting all this time to see you in your wedding dress, and I want to make it known to everyone that we'll live happily ever after.
Even with my parents not there?
Hey, we still have some time. We'll work something out. Only the time and date for the venue is set. Nothing else has been decided yet. Until then, maybe your parents might change their mind.
From the looks of it, it doesn't seem like they will. This doesn't sound like something where they'll wake up and have a sudden change of heart.
Alright, how about this? We'll try to convince them together, you and me. We'll go to their house like we did before and talk to them. Or we can invite them to a dinner at a nice restaurant and talk to them then.
Really? Do you think that'll work?
But if they say they still won't attend, then will you respect their decision? I mean, we have time, but we don't have all the time in the world to convince them.
I don't even want to consider that as an option.
But if it comes to that, we have no other choice, right? Let's say they do attend, even if they really don't want to. All it'll do is make both you and your parents feel uncomfortable.
I see, I guess that makes sense. I know what it feels like to be at an event I really didn't want to be at.
Okay, let's do that then. We'll go talk to them next weekend. I'll call around to see what restaurants we can make a reservation at.
Alright, just make sure we don't go to a place with spicy stuff. Thanks, Ken.
No worries, it's the least I can do since I just broke the news to you about how stuck up my parents are about status. And I really want your parents to be at our wedding too.
Okay, I'll tell my parents that we'll treat them to lunch or dinner. I know you're busy with work and everything, so thank you. This really means a lot to me.
Like I said, it's the least I can do. I just want you to be as happy as you can be. I mean, we are married, right? It's what married people do. They look out for each other and work as a team. Mel, great news. I just got word from the folks at the venue, the one from the fancy ballroom. They just told me our first choice for the date just became available. For some reason, the previous reservation was canceled.
I see, that's good.
What's wrong? Are you still mad about that thing with your parents? No matter how you look at it, I think your parents are at fault here.
Why would it be their fault?
Why? You know why. When we visited, I barely stepped through the door when your dad told me, more like shouted at me, to get out of his house. You were there. All I did was ask that they attend our wedding ceremony. It was a little out of line. If he's gonna be like that, I much rather prefer that they don't attend the wedding. Maybe they're just really insecure about their schooling and career.
What the hell are you saying?
I'm just so mad right now. There's no way we're asking them to come to the wedding.
Oh, don't worry, I'm not going either.
What? You're not going? What do you mean?
I mean, we're not having a wedding.
Why not? What are you talking about?
You really don't know? I know, Ken, about everything you did.
What are you talking about?
Back when we met up with my parents to ask them to give their blessing for our marriage, I noticed your mood change when my parents told you that they graduated high school but not college, and that my dad works at a factory. You mentioned that your parents are picky about status, but you're the one who really cares about all that, aren't you? That's why you're talking about not inviting them, huh?
No, you've got it all wrong.
Like I said, I know everything. I know that you told my parents directly not to come to the wedding. I know for a fact you and my mom exchanged numbers that day we met them. In the days after that, I saw your conversation.
Huh? Your parents showed you our conversation?
No, I took the liberty of reading it myself. My parents didn't tell me anything. I saw everything you said about non-college graduates being low class and about how you didn't want anyone who works in a factory to come anywhere close to you. And then you said about how you didn't want my parents to have anything to do with us after we get married, right?
No, that wasn't me, I swear. My parents made me. I had no other choice but to send those messages.
Oh, and I also asked your parents about it. They were pretty shocked and said they know nothing about any of what you said, and they completely denied being classist. They're actually here right now to apologize. Why don't you make your way over here and join them?
What? You're with my parents?
They wanted me to show them the text conversation in person, so I invited them over. I think it goes without saying, but not only are we not having a wedding, we're finished as a couple.
Whoa, hold on. There's no need to go that far. You love me, right? That's why you said yes when I proposed to you, right?
I didn't know the real you back then, who you really are. To think that you'd be someone who'd go behind my back and ridicule my parents like that?
Mel, please listen. One day I'm gonna be the CEO of my grandfather's company. And when that happens, I don't want people to know that my wife's family is lower class.
So to make that happen, you just go and try to cut my parents off?
No, I wouldn't go as far as to say cut off. I just asked them to keep their distance publicly.
Yeah, I really don't think I can be with someone who would think of something like that.
But Mel, I really love you. I mean, you're smart and you're definitely more beautiful than any superstar celebrity out there. There's no reason I would be embarrassed to be seen with you in public. Mel, I'm so happy and proud to be with you.
Well, I never agreed to marry you because I want you to be proud of me. I'm not your trophy. Oh, and by the way, it was my parents who raised me to be who I am. The person you want to marry? You should be thankful, if anything. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. And even with all that, you still look down on them, going as far as telling them not to attend our wedding? My dad had every right to be angry with you. You have some balls showing your face there after what you said to them.
Mel, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll apologize to your parents, and I'll let them know that they're more than welcome to come to our wedding. Forgive me, Mel.
I can't have anything to do with someone who would ridicule anyone for their upbringing, their education, or their line of work. Ken, I can't marry you.
Mel, please, I'm begging you. Just one more chance. I swear I'll never look down on your parents ever again.
I don't want that to ever happen again, so to make sure I'm breaking up with you. I'm glad I got to see who you really are before getting married. As far as I'm concerned, the only one around here who's of low status is you. Don't ever come close to or even try to talk to me or my family again. After that, Ken came to my parents' house and apologized to my parents with tears in his eyes. Ken's parents also came and scolded him like nothing I've ever seen anyone scold another person before. But for me, no matter how many times he apologizes, there's no way I'm getting back with him. Oh, and Ken is still working at his grandfather's company. But apparently he's not that good of an employee, let alone a candidate to become the CEO one day. He's been trying to compensate by bragging about his educational background ever since, but everyone sees right through it. So overall, his coworkers don't think much of his background or potential. At least that's what I heard. And his family was naturally pretty shocked with this episode about the wedding. So it looks like he'd have an even more difficult time trying to move up in the company. From my perspective, he's always been really kind to me, so I didn't really realize any of this. But I'm just glad that I was able to avoid marrying such a jerk. We have a lot of common friends too, so news of the incident spread pretty quickly. So because of all this, Ken has earned the ire of everyone around him, both at work and outside of it. So I heard he's turned to living a pretty solitary life now. As for my parents and me, we decided to go on a family trip to take our minds off of what happened. I still feel really bad for putting my parents through all this. But my parents assured me that they're just happy the marriage was called off. It's been a long time since my family was able to just take it easy together, so I'm happy we had a chance to do that. For now, I'm focusing on me right now, not looking to date, let alone think of getting married. But if the chance comes around again, I'll definitely make sure it's with a person who shows nothing less than the respect my parents deserve. I hope that we'll be able to respect each other's parents, and I hope that person is kind and warm-hearted to everyone, not just me. But for now, I just want to focus on becoming the best version of myself. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.